Welcome to FPL Selection. Today we'll take a look at how the team is shaping up for Game Week 15, but first a quick look at how we got on in Game Week 14. So 71 points and another green arrow, sitting just outside the top 300,000 now. Got to be happy with that at this stage. Nice little run of green arrows now, so yeah, it's been pretty positive the last few weeks. Got the captaincy right with Haaland, which is a big relief. After the two blanks, you start to question whether, he's going to drop off like he did last season. But yeah, obviously quite happy to get that one right. Also had goals from XHAKA and Munoz. Stev, Lacroix and Fernandez picked up Defcon, and the Palace boys got the clean sheet. So all in all, good week and not too many issues to fix moving forward. So now looking ahead to Game Week 15. I've got one free transfer in the bank, and it does need to be used. Everyone's getting topped up the 5 free transfers next week because of AFCON. So regardless of how many you have in the bank, everyone's going to end up with 5 next week anyway. So yeah, I've got to be used this week. My plan at the moment is to get Palmer or Foden next week. Depending on how Palmer looks, he's my preferred choice. So just going to see how he's looking fitness-wise and if he's up to speed and whether he's going to get many starts or... Yeah, that's basically what I'm going to base the decision on. But in order to do so, I'm going to need to downgrade at least one of my midfield spots, potentially 2. I may even end up playing 4 at the back in the near future and bench 2 midfielders. So, yeah, just need to downgrade and, yeah, just sort of reassess the structure, I think, especially if I want to get the likes of Palmer in. It's going to need a couple of downgrades. The couple of players I'm looking at are Anderson and XHAKA. Both quite cheap, 5.4 and 5.2. Good for regular defcons. They chip in with a few assists here and there. They'd either be my 7th attacker each week or first on my bench. As I said, I'm still sort of figuring out the structure, so I think they'd both be perfect for that. Reinders will be the one making weight. He did start the last 2 games and he scored against Fulham, but I just don't trust he's going to start every game. For this spot, I'm just sort of looking for a reliable player I can expect to get 2 to 4 points every week. Sit in my squad well into the new year, probably until the next wild card. And yeah, just tick over really. So yeah, it makes sense to me that just to get rid of Reinders now, I've got the opportunity. The other player I'm looking at is potentially Potts. He's 4.4 million, and he would just be my 5th midfielder that would sit on my bench, 2nd or 3rd every week. Just to free up some budget. So I may even end up just getting him in this week, and then I can just sort of put off the Anderson or XHAKA move until next week when we get the 5 free transfers. So yeah, I'll have a think over the next few days, but that's kind of my thinking at the moment. And I'd really like to get on Palmer nice and early because, yeah, I think once he gets up to speed, we know the sort of player he is, and he'll certainly be Chelsea's talisman for the rest of the season, you'd imagine. So looking at the current team as it is, first up the defence, Ramsdale was at home to Burnley. This was obviously one of the reasons why I wanted to keep the Newcastle keeper and move to Ramsdale. Burnley at home, you've got to expect a clean sheet here for Newcastle. I don't think they've had one in the last 5 or 6 weeks now. Ramsdale's going to want to prove himself while he's got these probably 6 games with Pope out. And, when you're playing Burnley at home, you're expecting a clean sheet. So, yeah, quite optimistic there. And, might not see the save points this week that I'm looking for. But, yeah, clean sheet would be really good here just to back that decision. Then Senesi is at home to Chelsea. Now, for me, Senesi's still not going anywhere in my team. Picks up DEFCON every single week. As I always keep saying, you're starting on 4 points. Chelsea... it's a difficult game, but it's a home game. Bournemouth are obviously out of form at the moment, but getting Senesi back will obviously tighten them up. And, as we saw with Chelsea against Leeds in midweek, they're not always the best at breaking down some of these tougher teams. And I think, Bournemouth always give you a game with a high energy press, chaotic games. So, yeah, still very happy to keep Senesi for a little while yet. And, yeah, not expecting any clean sheets, but 4 points, I'd be happy with that straight away. And Munoz is away to Fulham, and I've got the double up there for Palace with Lacroix. As we've just seen with City go into Fulham. They do concede goals at home sometimes. They are a difficult team to play against, but it's, you know, you can see the defence is not that solid. So I think there's going to be a decent game here. Palace are going to. They did look knackered against United. Obviously, Burnley was an easier game, so certainly not going to be easy. And I'm probably not expecting a clean sheet here, but it. But as we've seen with Palace this season, they've just been racking up the clean sheets. The defences look really solid, and I'm sure it'll be much more difficult for Fulham to score against them than it was against City. So, yeah, maybe no clean sheet, but I think you're always looking at DEFCONs for Lacroix. Munoz's attacking returns have been there the last few weeks, so yeah, I'm happily going to hold them for a little while yet as a double up. And yeah, you never know because they've been so good this season. You might end up with another double clean sheet. So moving on now to the midfield, and Saka is away to Villa. Got his goal coming off the bench in midweek. Just showing again why he's such a good fantasy asset. He's just so consistent. That's what you pay for really with Saka is, you're expecting to get a return every week. Should get a start here, I'd imagine. I imagine they were saving him for this game. Obviously a tough place to go. I think they lost their last season 1-0. I know Villa had a couple of good results against some of the top sides. So, yeah, never an easy game, but you want a fully fit Saka ready to try and break down that defence. And, yeah, just Mr. Consistent. So, yeah, he's going to be in my team for a good while yet. And Fernandes is away to Wolves. Obviously, a disappointing performance again from United this evening against West Ham. So, you go into the game positive and thinking, oh, it's a easier fixture, but United just have a way at the moment of really not turning up when they're expecting to get a result. Fernandes again had a decent game, created some chances, had some good efforts on goal. Probably should have come away with at least one. You'd say on the number of chances he had, but he keeps getting in the right places. He's got the routes to points. You just got to have faith, with him. Like I keep saying, keep him long term, and he's going to surprise you some weeks. In other weeks, he's going to disappoint. But yeah, you're always going to at least be excited watching him anyway. So expecting a result here, but yeah, don't be surprised if United pull out another stinker and he gets another blank. And Enzo is away to Bournemouth. I think it's a decent fixture for attackers. Bournemouth are letting in quite a few goals at the minute, and their games are always so chaotic. But I'm a little bit worried that Enzo might get benched for this one. I think he's played the last 90 minutes, so yeah, it's potential here for a rest. I'm going to start him anyway, though. I'm not going to overthink it. He's on his day, he's a goal scorer midfielder. He's on penalties unless Palmer's on the pitch. So, yeah, stick with him. But he's more than likely going to be leaving my team probably next week. So, yeah, just going to start him again and hope he gets at least 30 minutes off the bench if he doesn't start. And Gakpo is away to Leeds. Obviously, really disappointed with him only getting 45 minutes against Sunderland. I really thought he was going to be getting good minutes every week, especially with Salah off to AFCON soon. But yeah, potentially that means he's got a chance of starting this game, I suppose, only playing 45 minutes. Leeds away, they've had a good result against Chelsea, but on the whole, they've not been the best defensively. Liverpool have been pretty shocking, though, to be fair. So, can they turn it around? Are they going to start playing better? We've been asking that question for so many weeks now. I'm already regretting that transfer a little bit because I think maybe beating West Ham is really not that difficult. So, yeah, that's definitely going to start him for this one. Hopefully get the start. But yeah, he'll more than likely be leaving my team next week anyway. So, yeah, I just have to put it down to a failed punt. But yeah, he's still got one more game to try and put it right. Moving on now to the forwards. Haaland is at home to Sunderland. Obviously, had a great performance against Fulham in midweek. And yeah, any home game for Haaland, you're expecting at least one goal. Sunderland have been brilliant this season, defend really well. But I just think the quality will, shine through again with City. The difference will be there. Saw that against Fulham with the number of goals they scored. And yeah, you're just expecting him to at least get one goal, potentially more. Yeah, I'm just not going to overthink the captaincy again this week. Just stick with Haaland while he's in form. And yeah, no point trying to go against it, I don't think. Then Mateta is away to Fulham. Again, another disappointment coming off early in the Burnley game with a blank. But he does keep getting chances. I keep saying every week, every game, he gets at least one good chance. They're creating for him, and he will pick up those points. I need to check his average next week actually, but I'm pretty sure his average must be fairly good at the moment. So for me, he's not going anywhere. Very happy to have the Palace attacker there, and I think Fulham away, like we've just seen with City, they can be got at. So if Palace get it right, they're always going to create chances for him, and on his day, he always does take them. So yeah, very happy with Mateta, and I'm going to keep him for a good few weeks. Yeah. And Thiago is away to Spurs. I didn't see the full reason why he was benched in midweek. I think it was something about being tactical, but I'm not sure if there was something from the knock he picked up from the weekend before. But hopefully he's fully fit and he'll start. And Spurs away should be a good fixture for Thiago. Spurs have been all over the place. I think they were lucky to get their draw against Newcastle. They've been really poor at home. As we've seen with Brentford, everything comes to Thiago. He gets all the chances and he's just been taking everything. He's been so clinical, been getting loads of penalties, and yeah, he's another long-term pick that's probably not going to leave my team for a little while. So yeah, quietly confident there, and I'm glad I got him in a few weeks early. So in summary, I'll most likely be captain Haaland again. Just don't think there's any point going against him. I was keen on going Fernandes before I saw the game against West Ham. The United performances just really put me off now. It's a home game for Haaland as well, so unless you're seeing someone with a brilliant fixture and they're in form, you might take it on, but I'm quite happy to just keep plodding along with the same captain as everyone else and just make the decisions elsewhere in the team, really. Like I said, I'm worried about Enzo and Gakpo not starting, but again, it'd be overthinking if I didn't start them, and my bench isn't that great anyway, so if I get 20 to 30 minute cameos from them, so be it. Both will probably be gone from the team next week anyway. So that's it for this one. Thanks for watching, and we'll catch you on the next one.